Advertisers noticed in their Google Ads account late last week that text ads, formerly expanded text ads, were no longer an option when they went to create new search ads. People thought it was a bug, but it turns out it wasn't. This is something that they are testing. And Ginny Marvin's story for Search Engine Land on August 28th kind of made this more widely known. And it was what everyone was talking about until that Search Courier report news broke. Text ads, the static search ads that allow you to add 3 headlines and 1 description, so your assets will always appear in the same order that you entered them. Those were gone for these advertisers, and people could only add responsive search ads that we all know are dynamic and allow you to add 15 headlines and 4 descriptions, but Google automatically tests the combinations, learns which combinations perform best, and they say that they're going to show those winning combinations more. So the assumption here is that Google is phasing out text ads and responsive are going to be really the only option. So Julia, I did want to start with you here. What do you think of this if it is a permanent change? It seems like it's just a rumor or something they're testing right now, but if it is, what do you think of no text ads and only RSAs?
I hate it. And I mean, I'm half joking, but I'm not like philosophically opposed to the idea of a responsive search ad. I think that it has promise, but there are a lot of buts that go along with that. And currently the way that responsive ads work on Google Ads, they don't really encapsulate a lot of those buts. So you have the opportunity to put all this different stuff in, and then, Google, like behind the scenes, magically is deciding which combos it should serve and all that. And you don't have any insight into that. I think the part that frustrates me about this is it's a very simplistic view that nothing that you do even inside of the Google system itself has any implications for what you do even in other parts of the Google system. So the keyword thing, and then this, it's like everything is its own self-contained little unit, and you don't need, why would you need information from what your ads are doing to think about what you're doing with keywords, or vice versa? And it's like, but I need all of that. And I probably want to apply some of that to, what I'm doing, what I'm saying on my landing page. And do I need to make a separate version of a landing page maybe that addresses a particular, question or query or concern, that you're seeing coming up in terms, or that, is evident based on, what's happening in the ad copy. And it's like, there's this huge disconnect of well, why would you need to know any of that to apply it anywhere else? And I find that maddening because that's the way my brain works. It's like, how is all this related? How can I take information from one part and make the other parts that I'm doing better? And I feel like I'm being hamstrung left and right, being able to do that. So I personally find it very frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea, what do you think?
I heard this once on Twitter, which is you cannot continue. There are always exceptions. So I like the example of chocolate milk and milk chocolate. It's not the same. It's very different. So if you're not going to tell me you're going to be making changes to my keywords, and now you're going to be picking which headlines go best with which descriptions, and then how do I optimize my landing page for that? It's this whole mess. And like Julie said, they don't give you a lot of information. They are going to say, oh, we give you a rating system and we tell you your ad is average and that you need to create more unique headlines. And they give you examples. So that's how Google has sold it to me, basically. And then I go into the examples to create unique headlines. And what do you get? 4 examples that probably everybody's already doing. They don't apply to my B2B clients. And then what do? You are telling me I am not unique, that there's so much I can say in the 30, 35 characters we have. So give me my data and let me optimize from there, because maybe the whole ad is underperforming just because of one headline, and let me take a little bit of power so I can improve upon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that speaks so well to what Julie and Andrea are saying, that the big thing is all of these changes like incrementally might not be a big deal, but it's the combination of them which makes this really frustrating. Like it's the perfect storm. They definitely must have some communications issues at Google, that maybe that should be one of their OKRs to improve communication of how these new features work together, because it's really the combination which is the headache of like trying to get these things to work together. But I will say one thing that like why this isn't like terrifying for me is that I had the shower thought today. So with RSAs, like if you only pin one headline and one description to each of the different positions, it will only show that one. So technically, you will still be able to do an expanded text ad if you just pin one thing to every single position. So like you can still do an expanded text ad. It's just going to be a pain in the ass. Like it's going to be way more work to do an expanded text ad. And it's like they're trying to like twist our arms into doing RSAs by making a standard ad harder to create.
Yeah. And Mark, they could always take that away too. The ability to pin. It seems like they're taking things away all the time. And something that, because I was thinking about that too, Mark, that you could always pin, but right now you're limited to 3 RSAs per ad group. I don't know if that is something that they would change if they change this, but that kind of limits your testing if you wanted to test more than that. Sorry, Andrea, you were about to say something.
Yeah, so Mark, I don't want to break your heart, but this is my assumption. They are already grading your ads, right? And ad relevancy is still a quality score component. So what if all your quality scores drop significantly and then your CPCs will go through the roof? Because I am a big fan of not caring too much of quality score. It's about the actual experience and what I'm saying provides value. But if it's gonna incrementally increase my CPCs to a point where I've never seen them before, then I'm concerned.
Yeah, and my other concern there is if people care about being a Google partner, like you will get penalized for not having enough headlines and descriptions in your RSAs, and that's a part of your optimization score. So if you care about the partner program and you care about that optimization score requirement, you can't do the expanded text ad cheat with pinning everything, because that will lower your optimization score.
Like what you saw? Of course you did. If you're looking for more, Marketing O'Clock releases new episodes every Friday with the digital marketing news of the week. You can subscribe wherever you consume your podcasts, or click to watch the full episode, the next news story, or read all the articles from the show.